Hi, it's Jane, and I forgot to show you the shawl, section 6 with that shawl for the Tunisian mitered square shawl that we've been doing. That is section 6 right there. It is a checkerboard, so hope you can see a little bit of that. A little hard to see, but basically it's where you do purl stitches and then you do knit stitches. Do that for a couple of rows, and then the next couple, for a couple of rows, like 4 rows, and then when you come back to it, you'll do the opposite. Where the purl stitches are, you would do knit stitches, and that's basically what that was. I did forget to show you that, since I did get that done, so I thought I'd show you that. Today I am taking a small page out of somebody else's series, and that is Cheryl of Vixen Purple Crochets. I have a tote over here, and this tote has some yarn in it, and I thought I would go through it and see if I could find something to make a afghan with. And I do know that I had showed you that I'd pulled this honeydew, red heart honeydew out of that tote. And there are 2 honeydews in that tote. And then there are 2 of the Premier Basic, because apparently I've already used one of them, of the Premier Basic Forest Green in there. There are 2 skeins of that in this tote. That I can see, maybe more. There is one of the Nicole Studio Classic in soft green, which is more or less that crazy lime green type. And then I have 2 skeins of Super Saver in guava, that color. So I have a couple of greens. Then there is one of the Classic Stitch Studio in the just plain green color. Just 1 skein of that. And then I too have 1 skein of Studio Classic by Nicole, which is in deep green. And then I have 1 in Red Heart, which is dark sage. So those are the greens that are in this tote. There are 2 of the Stitch Studio Classics, the big gentle white. There are 2 of these. These are 14-ounce skeins, a little over 14 ounces. There are 2 in this tote. And then there are 5 of the Classic Premier in cream. And they're in bags, so I'm not going to take those out of the bags. There are 5 in that tote. There are 2 in the Premier Basic in light blue. There are 2 of the Studio Classic by Nicole in soft gold. There are 3 in the Classic Premier Basic, or Premier Basic in garnet. There are 3 of those. And then I have 2 in the Basic by Premier in this color here, royal blue. So I do have a little bit of a variety, and not real sure what I want to do with that. but I'm thinking maybe the blue, garnet, and one of the soft blues, and then the soft gold. Maybe making a blanket out of that, or maybe taking all the greens and making some greens. I don't know, just haven't looked yet. So I am going to decide. I do think I've got plenty to do, quite a few. Probably 3 small lapgans and 2 large lapgans. But I definitely have enough to do an afghan out of this. If I just want to mix some colors. And then I certainly do have plenty of the, using just these greens, you know. Could do one where I just mix all the different greens in. Could do just some greens, mix those in. Maybe just take out the dark sage, mix those in. I don't know. A lot that can be done with this. Or maybe pull this green out. And use that mix. They're a little bit shades, different shades, so I do have a bit that I can play with and have some fun with, and I most likely will do something. Maybe even just mix some of those greens with the creams, blues with the creams. Sky's the limit with this tote. But yeah, it was rather interesting to go through it and find, you know, I didn't realize that I had all those kind of greens in there. So that was, I did think that was interesting because there was at one point where I had all my greens together, blues together, those kind of things. And that got kind of put by the wayside, you know, for something later on. But yeah, it's interesting to see those colors and the amount of difference there is within all those colors. So I'm going to put these back in their respective tote. Decide what I'm going to do with them. Decide how I'm going to use them up. Mix them up. Maybe even mix a different color altogether in with them. Who knows? But I hope you enjoyed this little venture looking into these. I am going to pause you and then come back with another tote. All right, I'm back. Now this tote has a lot of my high-end yarns in it. It's a little bit of a mix. I do have a lot of Cascade Ultra Pima cotton, and I have some in that dark brown. Got some in a very off-white cream. And then I have some in a like a light tan color. Now this bag here is also Cascade, and it is the Ultra Pima, and it is fine. These colors, these yarns, I use for the knitted knockers. So those are some of the leftover colors that I've not gotten started making knitted knockers, crochet knockers with yet. And then, of course, I have some of this Audine Wool's Halo DK, which is alpaca. It's 50% alpaca, merino wool, and nylon. There are 2 skeins of that in the, it's a beautiful color. I think it's called Electric Abalone. And of course, my hands are starting to itch because I am allergic to alpaca. So, there's that. Then I have 3 of these are Amy's Trinket Shop, and this is the color, it's 75% merino, 20% nylon. It's a DK, and the color is called Party Girl Pink. Then I have a couple of knit picks. I think these are only 2 hanks. Of course, the one hank is kind of falling apart. But they're stroll fingering in what's called a gypsy tonal. And they're such a beautiful red. But they are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Do need to probably twist that out right, but I'm not real sure. There we go. But yeah, that is really gorgeous color. I have a cat over here that's just really gotten interested into the yarn. And then I have 2 of the Vitalana in the Ice Pop colorway, and it is a sock weight yarn, fingering weight, sorry. It's 75% merino wash, 15% nylon and cashmere, and this is gorgeous. And like I said, the color is Ice Pop. Kitty cat's going crazy sniffing that. Now this is some of that yarn that I had dyed up with Kool-Aid, whatnot. And this is a fingering weight as well. I do have 3 skeins of the Dragonfly from Dragonfly Fibers of Metamorphosis, which is 100% superwash merino. It's on the Pixie colorway. Look at that. Those are gorgeous. And then I have some more of the knit picks. The hand-painted fingering weight in a stroll. And I believe this is Canopy Tonal. And that pretty green. There is that one. It's really pretty. Then I have some of the Vitalana and I don't know if I've got this is a real pretty tonal. You know, more for probably a fall tonal, what it reminds me of. And this is Knitology Worsted Merino in European Robin. And it's 100% merino wool. Oh yeah, Ronan. He's having fun sniffing. Oops. I do have a couple more of the Pixie. Forgot I got 6 of those. So there are a total of 6 of these. Then I have and this one's starting to come undone. This is from the Yarn Fairy, and and the Pixies. This is called the Raven. It's 100% superwash merino, and it is a lace weight. And here's a little more of that I had dyed up. I have no clue what that is. Most likely it's superwash merino. Then I have a Weekend Decay by Barocco in it's 75% acrylic and Peruvian cotton, and the color just goes by a number. Real pretty color. And this is some darn good yarn in this one. This was an interesting little lot that I had. It was a gift. And this color, this is, I don't even know what it is. Don't think it tells you what it is. It's called Darn Good Twist Laced Weight Silk. Crocodile Snap in that color. And this one is, this one I love because this is one of those that I picked up from Potion Fibers, Potion Yarns. And this is called Don't Come Back. It is on her Temptress DK. It's 100% superwash merino. And look at that color. Don't Come Back. Yep, love that. I have a couple of odds and ends in this that I hadn't really gotten put out anywhere to really look at, determine what I wanted to do with. A lot of this is from Knit Crate. And then I did pick up it's called Yarn Love. It's Scarlett O'Hara, 60% merino wool, 30% bamboo, 10% nylon, and the colorway is exotic. And I fell in love with some of these. And I believe I got that at a local yarn shop. And then, of course, this came from Ramblin' Randy, or Dark Child. What is that? What is she going by now? You know, Randy. This is when she was dyeing yarn. And this is a sport weight. And it is 25% nylon, 70% superwash merino. And this is called Hocus Pocus. And I just have not made anything with that yet. I have stayed away from this, mainly because I just had no clue what to do with it. Just haven't decided what to do with it. And this is a sock weight yarn that is Loveliness, and it was a local yarn dyer to me, Trout Run. Oh, I have one more of that lovely pink, so I need to put those together. I do have some, what are they called, chiffon bags or whatever. I need to put these in, just hadn't got to this tote at all yet. And this is Audine Wool's Calm. It's by Knit Crate. It is 80% wool, 10% silk, 10% mohair, and it is a DK weight in the color Calm. And it's gorgeous. And luckily, I kept a lot of those Knit Crates together with their books. Just never got around to doing anything with them because, you know, a lot of the stuff that I do goes to charity, so you can't use a lot of these fancy yarns. This is Uru yarn by Knit Crate. It's sugared worsted in the colorway Twilight. And there are two of those. And then from the Fat Squirrel fibers when she was first dyeing, this is called Medallion Red. It's 100% superwash merino. And I believe this is is it a fingering weight? Looks like it's a fingering weight. But this is the Medallion Red that she had dyed, and it is absolutely a stunning fabric, stunning yarn. Stunning fabric, stunning yarn. And then, of course, some more of the yarn from Knit Crate, Euro yarn. This is Silk DK in the colorway Enlightened. It's a DK weight. It's 85% merino, 15% silk, and it is so soft. This is one of those totes that I'd planned on getting into once I got settled here and just haven't. And then some more of the this is the Biddle. This one was one of those odd ones. You got one in one color and one in another. The colorway on this is Terrace. It's 80% superwash, 20% nylon, and it is Knitologic Block Sock. And this one is their Knitologic Super Sock in the color Succulent, 70% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And those were the two colors that came in that box at one time. Which, you know, I thought was a little odd, but okay. It's Knit Crate. And then I have another one that came from Vitalana Knit Crate, and this is Tweedy Sheep, and it is apple picking, 90% wool, 10% Donegal nippa, and it is an Aran weight, and there are two of those, and it's got some speckles in it, so it's a nice pretty yarn. And then I have some, this is one of those gradient mixes that Knit Crate put out, Sunset, and there are 4 in it. And this is a worsted weight, and that is the colorway that they sent that month. So that one was a little on the interesting side. And most likely, a lot of these I'll probably knit into scarves or, you know, something like that. Then I have Audine wools, and this was the Creative Grandma colorway, and this was the Sky colorway that she had. It's Audine wool Shine Sport, 80% superwash merino, sport weight, 20% tencel, and that is the color in that. Very pretty. And then I have trouble getting them open. Then I have one more of Grandma's Audine in that Sky colorway, which I need to put in with that. So I have 3 of those. And then I also have a Euro yarn sugared sock, and this is called Hidden Pool. It's a fingering weight, 70% superwash, 20% nylon, 10% stellina. got a little bit of a shine there. So, yeah. And then I have two more from Randy. This one is her Wicked Garden 2. It is fingering. It is 70% superwash merino, 10% nylon, and stellina. And that is that beautiful colorway there. It's got a nice bit of sparkles and all kinds of fun stuff. So there's that. And then I have a second one, same thing, but you can see a little bit more of those color splotches in there. So I do have two of those that I need to do something with that I just have not found the project that called out to me to do something with them. So let me get some of these back in there, because I have a couple more skeins in here. Hanks. Not skeins, hanks. Now, I had also gotten a lot, like I said, a lot of this is knit crates in this tote. This was the Knitology Sparkling Sock in the color Pinch. 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 10% stellina, and that is that colorway there. It's got a little bit of a pinkish red in it. Book's down here in the book, in the tote. And I'm sure they made socks with it. I doubt I'll make socks. Not a big sock fan. My local yarn store had these, and it's called Jaeger Spun. This is Zephyr Silk Wool. And it is 50% Chinese Tussa silk, 50% merino wool, and the color is Admiral. It's a beautiful color. Just one of those. Now, there is something that I always talk about when I go to any craft fairs of anything, you know, yarn shops, those kind of things. I tease about Kirsty Cat. That Kirsty gets me. I always find something I like there. Let me get these in there. Get these picked up so I can show you what's left there. Okay. So I always tease that whenever I go to any of the fairs, that Kirsty Cat absolutely gets me. And of course, she always gives you a bag with your purchase. Well, I walked in there one time, and I fell in love with this whole routine. And I'm going to show you. This is her Belle DK. These two colorways are the Jewel of India. It's her Jelly Straw. BFL DK weight. In that beautiful color right there. Well, along with that beautiful color, I also fell in love with this one. And this is Moonstone DK. It's 100% superwash merino. And I fell in love with that colorway as well. And it's got such a lot of vibrant colors. And I always thought that those two might go together. And I still think they do. So that was this right here is an easily $110, I think $112 worth of yarn. She gets me every time. Every time. So I try to stay away from her booth because I wind up buying. So don't get me wrong. She's a wonderful gal. She has great yarns. These are beautiful. Her yarns are always stunning. But like I said, I get in there and I'm a goner. I am an absolute goner in there with her. This was another fair that I'd gone to, saw some yarn. This is Just DK. This is the F a Duck. You know I love greens. And then, which I actually got 3 of those, I think. Did I get 4? No, I got 3 of those. And then walking through there, I also found, and this was a different yarn company at this craft fair, but, you know, I'd already picked up stuff at Chrisitian, had a bag. This is Frogget Yarns, and this is called Odd Frog. It's 100% superwashed merino. And I picked up 3 of those. I think they're all Odd Frog. Yep, they're all Odd Frog. That's the colorway. That's the name of the colorway. But then we also went to another one, and this one is called Breda Culis Yarns, and this is called Summertime. These are worsted weight superwash merino, and that is the color in those. I fell in love with that. So, you know, I cannot be trusted at any kind of yarn fair, yarn market, Fiberfest. So, I cannot be trusted alone in there, especially when I walk into Kirsty Cat's shop, because I always find something that I absolutely fall in love with. And that is that tote. So I hope you enjoyed going through this little tote with me. I did find it fun seeing Cheryl go through her totes. I don't know if I'll go through all the totes, because I have like 30 totes in the back room that are lined up. I have probably another 12 in here. So I don't know if I'll be going through all of them, but I thought it might be fun to go through a few of them, see what I have, and see why I really should be on a yarn ban for the rest of my life, so I can work my way through all my yarn. All right, guys, that is it. I'll see you guys again soon. Everybody have a great week. And remember, be kinder to one another. And of everything, don't let the donkeys and the elephants make you mean to each other. All right, see you guys soon. Bye.